Hey, good morning. It's Sunday, about 9:40 in the morning, and it's also a Sunday attached to a 3-day weekend. So the traffic here in the Victory Monument area is down. It can get pretty chaotic here. This is a real hub for buses. If I understand, every time I come here, there's just 20 or 30 bus stops waiting to take people to every part of Bangkok and the suburbs. But I'm gonna get out and explore this area. 99% of the time when I'm over here in Victory Monument, I'm over here where that gentleman's having a smoke. That is Saxophone Pub, one of my favorite blues and rock clubs in town. I've did a couple of videos on saxophone. I think they're celebrating, I want to say their 36th anniversary, something like that. It's been around forever, but come check out Saxophone for sure. So I'll always ride the train out here, and the only problem with the train is it shuts down at midnight, so I have to get a cab or a grab out of here, and I just hope it's not raining, because every meter is broken once that first raindrop hits. A bit of an exaggeration, but not really. And they've got a nice skywalk over at least half of the Victory Monument area, which is good. It's pretty chaotic down there on the street. They also have a nice little night market right here, almost 50 feet from the front door of Saxophone. And the Victory Monument went up in June of 1941 to symbolize the victory at the Thai-Franco War. And I got off at the Victory Monument BTS, which is right here. Saxophone is right here. I'm gonna go up here and look around this neighborhood, just a couple blocks behind the Victory Monument BTS, do a little exploring. So there wasn't much going on over here, and I'm gonna stick closer to the BTS, which is right over here. So we're gonna go and take a left up this street, and I think it's Ratchawiti 10, so the next one's gonna be Ratchawiti 8, I believe. And here's number 8. Got a Texas chicken. That's probably my favorite. If I go with a fast food, I go with the Texas chicken. And it doesn't look like anything on H besides this, these food stalls. There is a small Thai building right there, Thai apartments. Across the way is the Center One small mall. A lot of food stands. Here's Victory Dental. This is a pretty busy area, and I don't see any large condos. So I'm only gonna go up like a block. You don't wanna get too far from the BTS. So I've now wandered solid 3 or 4 blocks from the BTS. Try not to get hit by a bus here. The BTS, that's the Victory Monument, and the BTS is gonna be that way a block. And I haven't hit one large condo building. I see the Century Park Hotel, and I've seen some 6-story buildings. But I'm gonna call it a bust on exploring this street and wander back up to the BTS and maybe splinter off in a different direction. And the soy dogs aren't stupid. This guy's hanging out in front of the 7-Eleven to get some of that free air conditioning. So we are over here on the Ratchawiti Street, and here's the Victory Monument. We just walked about 2 blocks down. I didn't even see what that Siam building was. I don't think it was a condo. But like I say, not much going on here. I'm not gonna walk 4 blocks up there to find where the condos are. So we're gonna call it a day on that. We came back, and Saxophone's over here on the right. So I'm going to go down and head up this little soy, see what's going on. The first thing we're gonna find is the Center One Shopping Plaza. Just looks like a 3 or 4 story little shopping area, which I was gonna say it wasn't open, but it is. All right, I'm gonna grab something to drink and get back out there. Here's a Watson's drugstore. Watson's and Boots, you'll find them all over Thailand. So we're heading up Ratchawiti Soi 9. There's 5-star chicken. Here's a Lotus Go Fresh in that Center One mall. It's not a Lotus grocery store. It's like a larger 7-Eleven, but they'll have a lot of things to cook with. I'm trying to be careful. There's a lot of motorbikes zipping up this alley. And here's the underground for the Center One. And across the way, just a little Thai, look like very small apartments, but cheap living, right in the center of the city. The Finn Hotel. I'm not sure if that's a hotel or an apartment building next to it. I don't really like this alley. This says one way, and this is what's happening. Welcome to Thailand on that, though. Not a big deal. The Water Boulevard building. And surprisingly, I haven't, maybe a long block up, I see a right, so I'm sure that'll pop out at Victory Monument, but pretty sure saxophone's over here on the other side of that blue building. Here's the Victory residence. Nothing special about that building, unless it comes with a price you just can't pass on. Here's a little Baja, Mexico security system. And I don't see a name on this building, but it looks nice and clean. That skyscraper would be right on the BTS line. Another Thai building. Tepatata House. So it seems like there's a lot of lower end, affordable apartments. If that's something you're interested in, this might be an area to explore. If you're looking for a fancier high-rise and maybe a small unit, because they're going to be small. I see people commenting and on other YouTube videos, I can't believe that cracker box, I could never live in that tiny little thing. Well, then you might not want to move anywhere in Asia, because that's how they roll. 30 square meter apartments, that's the norm. If you want 40 and 50 square meters, you're basically going to pay oftentimes double the price of the 30 square meter unit, which is still a deal compared to many parts of the world, but you're not going to move over here and get a huge apartment for $300 or $400 a month. I like the looks of this older building. It's got some nice nice little gardens going. Exercise bike. The rose apple. The laundromat. Stepping out of the way of cars. The Rose Apple Hotel. Alright, looks like we've made it to the end of this little soy. So we're going to go up here and take a right, head back towards the BTS, Victory Monument. And there's the Apple Hotel. Look at this, family cuisine since 1965. 100% chance I would give that a try if I didn't just eat. And I smell something delicious on this grill. See, even in an area where at first, okay, now this is a one-way street. I don't know what he's doing. Even in an area like this where my first instinct is, yeah, there's not much here for me. There might be some restaurants that maybe some of my favorite places for a $2 meal. I'm not sure how enforced this one-way street is. It's got one of those little signs, but maybe he's not going that far. So we're now back on, that's the BTS track. And again, it's no coincidence that right near the train is a Rhythm building. I think 2 different properties. That's a Victory Hotel. So maybe we'll get out and explore this area. It looks like it might have more to offer. And we just came down Soy Loyat Panya, but I thought it was called at the other end Soy 8. Century, the movie plaza. Must have a movie screen in there, and I see a food court sign. Let's go up here and I'll get my bearings. So that's the stairs for Victory Monument BTS, and if we go up another block, the actual Victory Monument will be up there, and Saxophone to the right. Here's the tracks for the BTS. And this is Thanan Rong Nam. This street here I'm a little familiar with. There's some beautiful restaurants tucked away. So this looks a little more expat friendly. And I hate to be that way. I'm just being honest. If you want to go live in the most Thai section of town, you will 100% be welcome. In my humble opinion, 80% of folks that move over to Thailand, they head to one of these type buildings and pay a couple $100 extra bucks a month, which is probably a good investment. So we just popped out of that alley over here. This is the Century Movie Plaza, which there's a few of them. I think there's a Century Movie Plaza right there at my en route BTS. Just a small mall, places to eat, and in my case, a three-screen movie theater up on the top. But it's affordable. Latest run movies for less than 200 baht on Tuesday and Wednesday, I think. Something good cooking on the grill here. And probably 20 baht a piece. So here's the Rhythm Rong Nam. A lot of rhythm properties around town. From what little I know about condos and in my little bit of research and looking around, most people are going to rent the 30 square meter or 31 square meter condo. There's going to be a few 25 square meter studios at $100 less. Most people pay the extra $100 to get the extra bit of real estate. And then there's going to be some 2 bedrooms that oftentimes they're twice the cost of the 1 bedrooms, but not always. Depends on the section of town. And then there'll be some huge units, 80 square meter units, and that is huge for a Bangkok condo. And you're going to pay out the nose for that, because now you're in the penthouse or whatever you want to call it. This is the alley we just came up. See what's back here? That looks interesting, that building. And it's not terribly far at all. On the other side of this blue and yellow building is the BTS train stop, so we'll walk up that way. Oh, I think I've been here, and I don't know if this is the King Power I've been to. It's a big duty-free shop. I think it is. Yeah, that was 15 years ago or something. I was one of those hop-on, hop-off buses, and it went to a big King Power duty-free. And over here is just some massage places, King Flowers. I think that, yep, 7-Eleven. So I'm guessing this is the main King Power, the king of the duty-free here, and not even a block and a half from BTS Victory Monument. But I wanted to check out this building, which I think is up this little soy over here. So I'm going to cut across the street. And right across from King Power, I see Mobile Steaks. I like steak. And getting our bearings, the main street up there, the BTS Victory Monument is to the right, not even 100 feet. And this is the Soy Wantana Yoten. And I'm sure I'm butchering that name, I apologize. And I'm gonna take a right. Check out that smaller building. I'm not all about you have to live in one of these shiny high-rises. In fact, just the opposite. I like, try not to get hit here. I like a lot of these smaller buildings. They have a lot of character. Sayatan Condominium. Now see, this is a beautiful building to me. It meets all my rules. The BTS is a very short walk away. Here's the Venus. That looks just like a 3-story unit, because these are all pretty close to the BTS. Yeah, this is real nice. I'm a sucker for the garden work. Next door is the Pashinda Mansion. Looks a little basic. And I'm seeing a lot of private homes here. I do see this building. So I'm gonna walk back up. I think we're back on that first street I started out on. Go up a block and check out this building. These tight little alleys or sois are definitely a negative. Cars and motorbikes come whizzing right by you, but if you can get a great deal in one of these buildings, it might be worth it to you. Looks like a pretty good selection of small restaurants pouring out onto the street. Good smells. And I never want to sound like a complainer. I don't want to be that guy making videos in Thailand going, look at these Thai people going the wrong way down a one-way street. Hey, this is their home. You know, I'm the visitor here. So I'm just pointing it out to be aware if, I don't know, if this is a one-way street coming this way and you're walking right here in the middle of the road, well, you better not get upset when a motorbike comes zipping right here, because it's gonna happen. So I'm just pointing it out. You can't move over to Thailand and pretend it's Houston, Texas or San Diego where I'm from. It's not. Things work differently at times over here, and you need to adjust. What's the saying is, don't try to change Thailand, let Thailand change you. And here towards the end of this small soi is the Day Lunar Victory Monument. They look like small apartments. We're gonna pop back up on the main drag, head up to the right, and go up that other section. It looks like I see some larger 6- and 8-story buildings. And I think I saw it from the other side of the road, but here's the Maestro 7 residence. Look like some very nice units, some parking here. Although I don't know how anxious I'd be to want to own a car here in Bangkok. I've never been without a car since age 16, and yeah, I have no problem not driving in Bangkok anyhow. So we popped out of the soi, Ratchawiti 7, which is also soi Wantana Yoten. And I'm trying to get out of people's way here. So this is the main drag we started out on, and I walked over there. Not a lot going on here, but these sois have some nice little buildings tucked away. I just didn't know where I was going. That's part of getting out here and exploring. One thing that's also a little different, and you can't let it put you off, but it might catch you off guard, are the 7-Elevens over here. They will heat your food up. So I just ran in to get a bottle of water. There must have been 6 or 7 people in line. There was one lady at the counter, and somebody handed her a ham and cheese sandwich or something, and she very carefully put some gloves on and put it in the little George Foreman grill and kind of stood there watching it cook, as we're all just kind of standing at the counter, you know, waiting to do a 5-second transaction. She took 3 minutes maybe to get that sandwich dialed in, and nobody said a word. I can imagine in parts of the United States where it's hurry, 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 you know, everybody be going crazy, but people just stood there. So I guess what I'm saying is, when you walk into a 7-Eleven and you see 10 people in line, well, just keep walking and find another 7-Eleven, because one of those people in front of you is gonna want their pork and rice heated up or something, or pay their electricity bill, and there's just no hurry to move that line along. You could be standing there 5, 6, 7 minutes. Not that big a deal, but not what we're really used to, not what I'm used to anyhow, at 7-Elevens in California. But I'm not in California. That's the whole point of this. So we're now at Ratchawiti Soi 5, or Soi Supartapan. And we'll head up the way here. I saw some buildings tucked away back here. I think they're on this soi. They might be up one. This just looks like some local Thai apartments. I saw something tucked away back here. Maybe I'll see it when I get around this building. You know, I think I was looking over at these buildings, so we'll see what's back here, and then I'll make my way to the left. I'm not dying quite yet. I got about another hour in me, and then this heat will get the best of me. I'm a San Diego guy, man. I hate to complain about the heat, but it's hot here. April, May, June. It's roasting. And the people that I know that have lived here decades, they say this is one of the hottest summers they can remember. And same here. It looks like some businesses down below, and this is a school, I think. I see computer 3, computer 4. So I think it's a school. And this is just the back end of that KT mansion. I think we passed the mansion, such as it is, on the other street. And it looks like we're going to dead end right here at this yellow building. Oh, that's the KT mansion. No, KT mansion is looking good. It's actually a nice, clean looking building. I don't see any balconies, but okay. Then over here is Dusset Commercial College. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's a trade school. Sunday morning, so not much happening. Okay, so that's the end of this soy. So I'm gonna walk back up and head over one. Hi. Yeah, Dusset Commercial. I'm gonna walk back up and head over to the next soy. The other thing over here in Thailand, I haven't put the app on my phone yet, but the 7-Eleven delivers. She's on a bicycle. But in my neighborhood and all over Bangkok, really, I see these guys zooming around on these little electric, I'll call them mini bikes. They're not really scooters. They're look like the little mini bikes we rode when we were a kid. And that's the Carry man. Carry is like the UPS of Thailand. And they'll take these little 110 and 150cc bikes and just load probably 100 pounds of parcels onto the back of it. But that's how you need to get around Bangkok. It's not going to be in a big brown truck. See, here they are right here for 29 baht. I've been guilty of doing it myself. You buy the sandwich and they'll heat it up on the grill back there for you. I guess maybe we did that with burritos back in the day. Was that at 7-Eleven or the gas station? They'd heat up your burrito, but I think they knocked all that off. Somebody probably sued ExxonMobil for too hot of a burrito. And there's major debates on tipping in Thailand. Myself, this young lady standing out in the heat, it's well over 100 degrees and it's not much cooler, her standing there in the shade. And she's making what looks like pretty delicious iced coffees. And most of the things on the menu look like 25 baht, 30 baht. So hey, you get that coffee for 25 baht, just give her the 30. Let her keep that extra 5 baht. It's not gonna be any big deal to you, that's my opinion. Yet it might be half her bus fare getting home. Kind of a long walk around the Victory Monument area, but there's the train track. This is Ratchawitti. We started on this side. I didn't really find anything over here, and I kind of stand by that. I see some condo complexes way back there, but just way too long a walk from the BTS. But over here on the right side, not bad. So here's Ratchawitti Soy 3, Soy Chai Samorapum. And it looks like some little park here, and then we'll see what buildings are off to the right. I'm drinking my bottle of water. Here's some nice street food. Yeah, this looks like a nice little soy. And then once again, if we go, I'll put this down. If we go up and then to the right a couple of blocks, we'll be back to BTS Victory Monument. Let's go check out this little park. You know, it just goes to show you, I almost gave up on this section of town, just wandering up this street. Hey, there's nothing back here. It's all pretty industrial. But then just crossing the street, which I almost didn't do, here's this beautiful park and a bunch of really nice condos back here, very close to the BTS. Santa Pop Park from 5 to 9 p.m. every day. Smaller, but a nice little refuge right in the middle of the city. And you can see this Sunday morning, I see 4 workers out here pruning the grounds. There's a little water feature in here, I think. Definitely a nice little park. But I'm gonna go back out the front and walk up this street and show you everything on this street and then head back up to the BTS. I really can't wait to get back on that train. They keep them like a refrigerator. They do a pretty good job about trying to recycle around the city. The condos have it all broken down, and all over the city you'll see different recycling bins. Back on Soy 3, so let's go up the street, take a look, see what she has to offer. First thing I come to is Buffet Story, and this looks, I'm wondering if that's a buffet story. It's up in Tong Lo. It looks like the same colors and the same chairs, and that one is like 260 9 baht, I think, for, I think it's an unlimited barbecue buffet. I need to check that out. Here's the S3 Park Hotel. Get over here. S3 Residence Park Hotel. They have a nice sidewalk on this soy. Smaller hotel, but a nice easy walk to Victory Monument, maybe 4 small blocks. Out of all the little streets and soys in this area, this is probably my favorite. It has a nice sidewalk and a nice long street. I think it's still a one-way street though, I think. Not that that matters. Here is Victory Park Hostel. Coffee place, let's say. Supreme Condos. I think that's the Supremes, or maybe here. And this looks like a sharp building. It seems like a little thing, but even in Prompong and the areas where I hang out, yeah, I'll oftentimes find myself getting off the train and let's walk around Benja Kitty Park or Benja Siri Park. 2 different parks. But sometimes if you just have the extra time, it's nice at 7, 8, 9 p.m. just to go for a little walk around that green area. Here's the Sabai Place. Looks older, but sometimes that will equate to larger size apartments. And that, I think, is the back. No, I don't know what it is. It looks like there's a, it's closed, but it looks like there's a night market or something that happens down below. This says it's the apartment hotel. And here's the other entrance to the park. Yeah, this is nice. I guess maybe because that King Power duty free is up there. So this is to make the neighborhood a little fancy, I guess. Definitely that's for the tourist. And then have them come check out this park. And then across the way, whatever this business is, it looks like they probably rent spaces for a night market. I'll guess you're not allowed to sell food in the park, so Thais being business people, they'll just set up a night market 50 feet away. And you can see the end of the soy where we started. And here's the Leitata Parkview Hotel. And the Leitata Residence. So the hotel and apartments, or condos, next door probably apartments. And it took to the end of the video, but this is the #1 section of this video anyhow. Soi 3. Here's the residence. They don't look huge. Royal View Resort. Yeah, they don't look like huge apartments, but that's okay. I lived on a sailboat, so small space is not a problem, especially if I'm saving enough money to take a trip each month. And that's about it. A couple of businesses on the right, and the park takes up the whole left side of the park. And we're gonna go up here and take a right, and then we'll be at, or close to that King Power duty free. So that's your landmark. King Power duty free in the Victory Monument area. And you'll have this area figured out. If you like these little peeks around Bangkok, consider subscribing. Thumbs up. That wouldn't hurt my small little channel at all. Wrapping this video up, if you need to be over here in the Victory Monument area, you're working at a hospital or professor in this area or something, the King Power, stay within a couple of blocks of this King Power and you'll find some really nice areas, nice sidewalks. You'll also find some really tight areas. So you're gonna have to get out here and boots on the ground. The last thing you'd want to do is sign any kind of an agreement, lease, anything like that from overseas. I get it. You want to know where you're going and all, but book that hotel for a week or two. Come over here and walk around. You don't want to make a 12-month mistake.